Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of What the Future Insights. Today you will see me in a bit of an unfamiliar setting, as you might usually know from the other episodes. The reason is, as probably most of you, we're currently working from our home place because we don't have anywhere to go because of the virus that's spreading around. The good news, however, is that even though I'm wearing a white shirt today, I'm not going to talk about Corona like a doctor. I will focus on the topic that I'm still mostly concerned about, which is how the work of the future will change. Today I'll be talking about a very inspiring interview I recently read on the German Spiegel magazine with Erik Brynjolfsson, who is a professor in the United States and who has also released a book on the second machine age. What does it mean? Basically, today you should listen to me if you want to learn about your own skills and think about them, if you want to start rethinking about your own skills, and if you also want to get a new view on how you as an individual, but also how companies and politics should change the way how they look at our environment and on everything around us. If you're looking around, you will see, not just because of the recent Corona panic in the last days, but overall, the general mood is in a decline. Why is that? Because we as individuals, but also as companies and societies, we are constantly being confronted by the need to rethink and to transform. Those people, companies and societies that will instrumentalize on artificial intelligence will be the ones experiencing a huge boom of growth and productivity. I would like to give you some examples where I currently do not see this mindset that's being adopted or that should be adopted. Number one, we still talk about saving jobs, for example in the coal mining industry, on a day-to-day basis, instead of rethinking how we can redevelop or reskill these employees. So instead of trying to save something that will be gone at some point in the future, we should think about the opportunities, reskilling them. Millions of euros of investment going into one end that should be canalized into another end, so that we work more towards the future instead of leaving things that will fall behind. So that means instead of funneling millions of euros into one end, in this case saving something that will probably not survive for a long time, we should funnel it towards something where we at least have the opportunity that something will endure for centuries. Different mindset, same amount of money. Second example, I always keep myself thinking, how could I optimize a specific skill so that I always keep ahead of the machine? Rethinking would mean, which skill can I learn that the machine will never be able to obtain? For example, human creativity, developing new products that will create whole new jobs that we have not seen today. So this also shows how we need to rethink in terms of not staying ahead of machines, but reinventing everything around us so that the human side of work will always be high in demand. The third example is an economic measure that we probably all know, the gross domestic product. It basically measures how much something costs. However, looking at our digital services that we consume every day, it's quite hard to say what it actually costs, because Facebook or LinkedIn or Google searches, what does it actually cost? It doesn't really have a value to it. I don't pay 5 euros per Google search in direct money. I don't pay 5 euros per month to enjoy a Facebook subscription. So the GDP is basically a measure that doesn't really grasp the value of something. So instead of saying what does it cost, we should say what's the value of it. And this professor conducted an experiment and he basically asked people, how much money would I have to give to you so that you would not use a service anymore? So he found out that on average an American citizen would need to have $48 per year to stop using Facebook. So now you can give Facebook a value. by multiplying it with the number of people that you have in that country. And summing this up would actually mean that Facebook is worth 0.1% of the US GDP. Something that hasn't been measured before, but it really gives a service a value. This is again rethinking, more in terms of value and less in terms of costs. So what am I actually trying to tell you right now? Let's summarize. Number one, let's stop saving things that will probably not be needed in the future anyways and focus instead on the opportunity of creating something new. Number two, each and every one of us should stop thinking how to stay ahead of the machine by incremental increases of skills, but instead of rethink which kind of skill set cannot be touched by the machine at all, and which kind of skill set leads to innovation, creativity, etc. And number three, the GDP is just one example how our standard way of thinking needs to be reinvented, going away in this example from measuring costs of a good or a service, which has been measured for decades and decades, but it doesn't reflect reality, because Google, Facebook, etc., these services, they don't cost us any direct money. Instead of thinking about a value, so it would be nice to know what's actually the value of Google, not as a company, because we know it's hundreds of thousands of billions, but the value of the Google search service, the value of Facebook, which I just told you is roughly worth 0.1 of the US GDP, and so on and so forth. So it means rethinking, and I hope this vlog has given you some inspiration how to rethink your individual skill set, your company's strategy, or your company's required skill set, as well as your role in the society as a whole. And next time you're looking at these decade-old statistics such as GDP measures, maybe think about what actually is the value of these hard-to-grasp digital services in a specific economy, and how nice it would be to compare where we stand. So I would like to also hear your feedback, if you find some time, how you believe these services value, and how do you believe your company contributes to it, and how do you actually as an individual develop to these ever-changing requirements. So again here, thank you for watching. I hope you had a good time. I'll see you soon, hopefully in the old setting. We will see, and stay healthy and make the best out of the situation. Talk to you very soon. Bye bye.